All these jobs, all these 9 to 5 jobs, all these retail jobs like Home Depot, Walmart, Best Buy, KFC, McDonald's, all this job right here. Like, doesn't these jobs like don't jobs like this make you feel like you're stuck? You go to work every single time you go to your job, you clock in. Don't you feel stuck working there? Don't you feel some type of way? Don't you feel like you're wasting your best years working the job? You've been there for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, working in a retail store, working with customers, working with associates who don't care about you. Like, they really don't care about you. They look at you and be like, yo, whatever, man. They don't really care much about you. They see you working, they don't ask you for nothing. Your managers don't really talk to you. You don't talk to them. There's nothing going on. If they see that, you need help, they're not going to help you out. They're going to see you over here working and be like, yeah, whatever, man. He's all right. Nobody don't acknowledge you of, you working hard. Nothing like that. They don't care about you. The other thing the stores like this, retail stores care about is numbers. They want customers come to the store, shop, make the numbers look good. Once the numbers look good, the store gets a bonus check, and then you get a little percent, and then the bosses, supervisor, all the cat get good money. And it's just like, don't you guys understand how this is? Like, do you guys not understand? Like, you are wasting your best years, especially if this is your first job and you be on the job for 5 or 6 years and you get in your 20s. Are you trying to tell me like once you get to your 30s, you still gonna be working on a job like this, working a retail job? Don't you want to pursue a career? Don't you want to look for something better out there? Especially if you work hard. If you're a hard-working person that works at a job, you go to your job every single time. You work hard. You feel like you don't get what you deserve. They don't acknowledge you. You work hard every single time that you feel like you deserve something, and you don't get nothing. And all they give you is this promotion. You get some bonus cash, and that's all you get as a customer. I mean, as an associate, you don't get no benefits. In my job personally, we don't get no benefits. We don't get no discounts. We don't get nothing like that. So that's a little bit frustrating. But I don't shop there, so I really don't care. But as far as a career wise, the older you get, you need to find a job that that's gonna make you better. I just don't understand how people who have kids, especially if you're younger, if you're around my age, 20, 19, 18, whatever. If you're around the age of that I am right now, I don't understand how you have a kid and you're able still to work a job like this. Yes, the guy might be working a different job, a different retail job, but like balance, how are you gonna balance? I understand how people are able to balance it like that because you need to like freaking spend time for your kids, and it just baffles me like people make choices like this and they don't really care much about what the outcome is going to be, and they love what they do. They love coming to working in retail job. They love coming to a job like this, not doing they do no work, nothing. They just want to slug around. You go to Walmart, everybody's walking up and down. The customers over here shopping. It's super. You see associates walking up and down, be on your phone, not doing nothing. I go to Best Buy. Oh, hey, people over here in the front. Yo, you need help. You need this and that. Look at that. People are trying to help people out. They're trying, see, like, they're trying to, make you feel happy. You're trying to, like, they're trying to assist you. It's pretty good. Oh, I go to the other side. I see people just sitting down right here, be on your phone, talking left and right, just chit chat. Nothing to do. I don't know. I don't work at Best Buy, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the policy or whatever is over there, but like, do you not want to better yourself? Do you not want to like try and find a career for yourself? Look, I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know them. They probably have a second job or something, but like, yes, you work a retail job, you getting some experience, you get something to put in your resume and be like, yo, I went to Best Buy, I did some work, I did something right here. Put your resume, looks nice, right? But I just don't understand like all these jobs right here. The main purpose of all these jobs that they have is just to keep people in the store. And people talk about family. You work at a retail job, so if become a family. We all one person, we support one another, help each other out. I just don't see that. I don't see that in my job. And there's a reason why people, the company wants to keep people, in their store, because guess what? We are the people that make them money. We are the people that actually make them big bucks, big money, and all that kind of stuff. They relax, they go on big vacation, they go on this cruise, or all this kind of stuff. And you're already just stuck. You go to the job every day, 9 to 5. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, you gotta deal with your annoying coworker, annoying, supervisors, annoying bosses, and all that kind of stuff. And do you not want to change? I personally want to change myself. I just don't, especially for the way my job is right now, having to go to work every single time, and having to deal with my annoying coworkers who I don't really talk to them much. And if they do come to work, they want to argue a lot with each other, and some of them all on your phones. You got your phones. Nobody's gonna send that to them. Just standing around talking left and right. They see you. There's only like a few of us working, and even if we are actually working, You know, the supervisor's gonna come and be like, hey, where's Josh? Where's this guy? Where's this lady? What are they doing? You know, they're trying to figure out what's going on. You know, once they see a manager, once they see a supervisor, they want to start like the work and all that kind of stuff. And if you know, you do try and like say something about it when you're trying to like voice your opinion about it, they don't like it. You know, they're like, yo, why is Joshua, you know, over here like talking about his coworkers like that? You know, his coworkers are not helping him out work. Coworkers are not, you know, trying to, you know, help him out, you know, figure out what he's trying to do. They don't want to do nothing. Just want to stand around and just talk. And me personally, look, honestly, everybody's different. You know, everybody's different. You know, you might be working at Target, Best Buy, Facebook, Amazon. You might like your job. That's good for you. That's good that you know you like it. You love your job. Your job good, have good benefits. I'm not saying my job has good has bad benefits. It definitely has good benefits. You know, 401k. You know, everything. It's Home Depot. So definitely, you know, if some of you guys work at Home Depot, you guys know that you know the store has some good you know benefits. But for future wise, long term growth, I just don't see myself like working on this job because just the way everything's changing in society these days, and the more you get older, the more you want to like, yo, you want to, you know, relax, you want to, you know, plan. The more you want to, you know, enjoy yourself, relax, calm down, you know, you want to settle down, and you need to find a good job. When you find a bad job that's able to, you know, stay, that gives you, you know, good health, you know, that's able to, you know, give you confidence, you know, stability, that, you know, make good income out of it, relax, you know, settle down. Of course, you know, you're young. So, you know, by the time you get to, you know, everybody's different. You know, I'm different. My mind is different. The way I see life is different. The way I was raised is different. The way I try to approach things is different. But I'm just saying, like, for the sake of some of you guys right now, you know, being in your 1920s, first job, you know, I've been working at Home Depot for like 5 years now. So it took me a while. You know, you guys are not going to understand what you guys got to do in the long term. But, like, for future-wise, you always got to plan ahead. You just never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow might be your last day at Home Depot. Tomorrow might be your last day working on a job like this. You just never know, you know. A customer come over here and argue with you, and you get fired. You know, the jobs don't care. You know, jobs don't really care about, you know, about you messing around, about, you know, about your company. You know, they see that, you know, you argue with your customer, you get fired like that, and they don't want to hear no excuses, nothing like that. The only thing they care about, jobs like Best Buy, Amazon, stuff like that, is getting good attendance. You know, good attendance. You know, showing up on time, making sure you dress good. The code of conduct has to be good. And I mean, my job right now is just ridiculous. Like, if I'm speaking about code of conduct right now, you know, dress code policy sometimes that I see the amount of outfits that I see people wear in my job, especially, you know, females wise, I mean, it's just not up to it, you know. I remember back then, you know, you had to wear, you know, if you're a guy, you have to have a collar, nice decent shirt, which we still have, so that's pretty good. A female has to have almost the same thing, you know, dress neat, look presentable. Now what I see is females over here coming, you know, it's summertime now, everybody's just trying to show off. I got no clue what you're wearing, you know, and it's bad. Nobody says anything no more. In my job these days, nobody says nothing, you know. You come to the store, they don't care, you know. Come to the store, look good, make sure you come on time, attendance is looking good, and that's what they care about, you know. Future wise, you know, for you guys, always have a backup plan. Always gotta have a backup plan. Anything that you do, you know, it could be your first job, it could be your dream job. You know, if you have a dream job, you still gotta have a backup plan. You know, yes, you know, you're working hard. You know, you got something good. Always gotta have a backup plan. Always gotta have a backup plan at some point. Always, because you never know. You know, plan A could be this and that, and then tomorrow you're gonna have to change. Something's gonna happen, and all of a sudden you're going plan B, and then you're gonna think like, yo, what's going on? You know, but all these jobs, right? The way I see the way the economy is changing right now, the way, you know, everything is going, the working society, economy, the government, everything. It's hard, you know. And I understand it's a hard economy right now. We live in a society where, you know, it's hard to get a job these days. So whatever job that you have, stay in there. Go. Always go on time. Get your attendance up. Make sure, you know, stay focused. Look, I do feel for people that work hard at their jobs. You know, I work hard at my job and I get a little credit. There's no credit that I don't get. No, hey, thank you, Joshua, for, you know, working hard. Thank you for this and that. You know, thank you for, you know, this and that. Nothing like that. You know, and it's sad. You know, being there for 5 years, you know, they don't really look at you like, yo, hey, Joshua, you know, at least you deserve something. You know, you deserve some stuff that, you know, at least we appreciate you for that. And you don't get nothing like that. They look at you like, yeah, whatever, you know. So things like that, I just don't see myself. I don't see myself happy, because what's the point of going to a job every single day to make to, you know, how am I? Well, you gotta go every day, but like I'm saying, like, what's the point of me going to a job? Why should I? What is a good reason for me to be at this job for like 10 plus years, 15 plus years, 20 plus years? Do I see a future in this job right here? Currently, I don't think so. This job is not it. It's not it, and it's gonna be worse. Things are gonna change every year. Things are gonna be different. People are gonna get fired. People are gonna leave the store, and we're gonna have new hires, new different people come to the store, and then everything's gonna change. So all these jobs right they have these days, Amazon, Best Buy, all these retail jobs right here, it's just like prison. They keep you over there. They're like, hey, look, company is gonna give you everything right here. Don't you realize that sometimes, guys, the company has a good discount websites. Well, I don't know about you guys, but for my store, we have this certain website, where you guys should buy some stuff and get us a discount. It has some for 1K savings and all that kind of stuff. So people like that. Look, if you're an older person, like I said in my previous video, it's a good job for job to settle down. All you gotta do is just show up, and then that's it. Basically, that's all you gotta do. Customers are not going to yell at you. They're going to do nothing like that to you if you're an older person. But if you're a younger person like me, look, like I said, everybody's different. You guys might be different from me. I'm different. I have a plan B. I try to make content right here, 2 channels right here. I definitely want to make this my income. For 2 years time. I definitely want to get monetized on my second channel, which my second channel almost monetized. So if you guys really want to check it out, make sure you guys check it out as well. I want to be that in the coming years. Because look, I don't want to be at this job for like a long time. All right, it's a good job. It's a good job. Perfect. It's a good job to start. It's a good job. You learn, get some skills, customer service. Learn about retail. Get up with it. I work in a different department, so I know a little bit of some stuff, but like. But future-wise, don't let this job be your main job. Don't let this job be a job that you're gonna be here for like 30+ years, 40+ years. Don't retire in a job like this. Because if you really wanna, if you're someone that's younger like me and you wanna retire in a job like this, I mean, you just wasted your whole career or something you could learn from somewhere else, and you put in a job in a retail job. I mean, I don't know. If you actually think that retail job is gonna be your best job, your best career choice, I generally feel bad for you. I don't care where you work at. You could work at Target. You could work at Best Buy. You could work at Amazon. You could work at that. No. And I don't want to be bossed around by different people who are supposed to, be in a department, especially people who I work with, who are not even, bosses, who are not even supervisors, trying to boss me around, trying to tell me what you gotta do about my job. Are you dead ass? Are you telling me what I gotta do? You do realize how long I've been in the store, right? I've been here more than you were. All right, I understand you know some stuff. That's great, but don't come over here trying to boss me about, trying to tell me about my job. And I just don't like that. I just don't like stuff like that. Those are one of the reasons why I personally don't talk to some of my coworkers, because I don't want you to like tell me my job. Oh, where's this guy? Where this and that? Oh, why are my coworkers at? Where's this guy? Where's this guy? How the fuck am I supposed to know that? People want to be a supervisor so bad. If you guys work in retail, you guys might understand, or any job. I'm pretty sure most jobs have stuff. Most jobs, yeah, I think some jobs have like that, But I'll probably assume it's probably retail jobs, mostly, where you have people that try to like show off most of the time. Especially if you're in high school, if you're in school or college or middle school, whatever, you have those annoying ass kids who's trying to like show off, who's trying to bully people that think they know everything above you, and they're trying to show off, like, yo, back off, man. But like when you have people like that at your job, they make your job a little bit difficult. And from me personally, when I see stuff like that, I tell myself like, yo, I gotta stay away from this person right here, because this person gonna be dangerous in the long term. In the short term, they might seem chill and stuff like that, but like you can see the signs. You can see like, yo, this person's actually like, yo, you gotta be careful from people like that. You guys gotta be careful of that. And once you see stuff like that, you guys gotta make your plan like, yo, in the long term run, this is not for me. This is not a job for me. I just don't see myself, working a job like that. All these retail jobs are the same thing to me. I got the Burlington right now. Looks good. People are working hard. People, selling clothes and stuff like that. And perfect. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. And I really personally think like, I feel like clothing stores like Burlington, Target, Old Navy, like clothing stores, why they are pretty good. I feel like they're pretty decent in my opinion, compared to like retail stores like Home Depot and stores like that. I feel like they're probably similar, but they're different. But now that I actually do think about it, I feel like there's difference. It's a similarity. Working in a clothing store, it's a different. It might be better when you work in a clothing store, because you're dealing with clothes. You're dealing with good customers who are trying to buy. You see people. Regularly, compared to a retail job like Home Depot, McDonald's, stuff like that. You gotta deal with annoying people that want to argue with you a lot. Got these people over here, and they don't want to do nothing. Compared to a clothing store, they got cameras everywhere. People are constantly watching you. So that it's a little bit of similarity, but they're all to me personally all almost the same thing to me. I just don't see any difference. But you guys might feel some difference to me, but me personally, I think they're all the same thing. But look, like I said, man, it's all these jobs like this are just not, they're all the same, But look, if you wanna actually generally have a career, I'm not saying like everybody should do YouTube. Like just because I'm doing YouTube doesn't mean you guys gotta do YouTube. If you wanna do it, that's good. But there are other jobs out there, career jobs that you could also follow. Go to trade school. Be a coach, anything like that. Anything that makes you feel happy. Learn music, learn some skills. And try to better yourself. Don't be stuck in the retail. All I'm saying is all I'm saying in this video is like don't be stuck in a retail job. Don't get stuck in a retail job. If you're younger, if you're like 19, 20, if it's your first job, don't get stuck in it. Look, some people might be working at this job for like a couple of months and then they're gonna stop. That's pretty reasonable. That's a pretty reasonable thing. But like, if you want to work at a retail job and you think that you're gonna get like a freaking major career boost, I mean, look, I generally feel for you, man. I generally feel for you. Generally don't think that it's not the right choice. But look, at the same time, everybody's different. You might have a good store. Your store might be perfect. Your store might be nice to you. They might look at you like this person work hard. Congratulations for this and that, and that's perfect. That makes you a little bit happy. That makes you like I got appreciated today. At least I feel a little bit happy about getting appreciated. I feel like what. I could get some confidence. I could keep on going. Keep on pushing myself. Get some confidence in. But like over time, you're gonna have the thoughts come back to you. I'm like, am I gonna be here for like 2 years? Am I gonna be here for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? 10 years time? Am I gonna still be here? So you always gotta, plan ahead. That's all I'm saying. But look, at the end of the day, everybody got a different plan. You guys have a different plan. Like I said, I told you my plan. I have a plan B. You guys know what it is. And I try to focus on it because I just don't see myself, especially the way I'm thinking about my life right now in the future time. I just don't think that I'm gonna be here for a longer. But look, you never know, man. You never know in life sometimes. Now I might be saying this right now, but freaking by the end of the year I might say something different. Who knows? But look, thank you guys for watching, man. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe below. See you guys as always, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.